Yeah.
Because you know they change it. Got
Oh.
it.
Oh, dang. Well,
I know you hear the
the little voice. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's new.
girl, that scared the hell out of me the first time I heard that. I was like,
Hmm.
why? I know it's recording.
Right. Like, I don't need nothing extra.
They're tossing in the background thinking there's a whole nother person. Like these machines, don't get me wrong, this technology is starting to become a little
A little
it's
much.
becoming a little bit much. Like I was on StreamYard and I'm over here. I did the gesture, the peace gesture, and then
Hmm.
balloons started coming down off the screen. And I'm thinking, like, am I being hacked right now? Like, I'm freaking out. And then I realized after a couple of shows that it's just because you do certain gestures on the screen and then
And
it
then
will create that. Like
that's
if you do a thumbs
cool.
up, try a thumbs up, see if it will work on yours. I don't know if it will.
I don't
Okay,
know.
do a peace sign. Okay,
No,
try this.
I don't know.
See, I don't know. I think it has to do with it might be because we're
Ah,
on Zoom. Look, she over
it
here.
might be. Look, I'm trying to
Ain't
get
none of them
every
work.
angle. Like,
Ain't none of them work. But no, on StreamYard, you do certain things and then it will make it do some stuff like so if you do a peace sign,
that's
balloons
so
start to come
cool.
down, which is cool. But you guys want to give us an update, like let us know that that's y'all, because I thought Boss Babe
Yes.
Blog was being hacked, man. Thought it was
Yeah.
over.
That would be scary. I would not like to be hacked in the middle of like
A
doing business
recording.
or recording or anything.
Yeah. I was in the middle of recording. So I'm over here thinking, like, who has control of my back of house? Because I didn't make these balloons come down. So,
Right.
you know,
Somebody did. Somebody did. And they need to
yeah,
fess up.
you're doing a little bit too much with that. Let's just
Look,
relax.
every app is trying to outbeat the other. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, everybody chill. You got your own style, your own flavor. There's a reason why.
It sounds like somebody's mom. Everybody chill, relax.
You know what? It's because I have a pit bull. And when you have a pit bull, you are a mom.
Yeah,
Because it is just a big baby that will never grow up.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Mhm.
I can relate.
Shoot. Now, I do want to ask one question because it has been a while since I've recorded on Zoom.
Okay.
Um, the view, I have you in the center and then I'm at the top.
Mm. So you're going to go to the top right screen where it says view, and then
Mhm.
it should be something that says gallery.
Oh,
And then,
oh,
yeah, did it pop
there,
up?
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you would swear I was like 50 years old playing with new technology. I don't.
I really don't judge whatsoever because all of these platforms, they're just always changing. Like you said, they're always trying to
Yeah.
do the next big thing. So even as a social media manager, go on to Facebook and then a week later you go on to Facebook, you'll be to miss out on a whole update.
Gee, look, we gonna get
It's a
into
lot.
that. We gonna,
Yeah,
you know, I'm about to pick your brain with these questions.
it's a
They look
lot.
easy, but they gonna dive
She
in.
said they look easy. Pick away. Pick away. Pick the brain.
All right, let me know when you're ready, and I'm gonna do the intro.
I'm ready.
Okay. Whew. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Whenever you decide to pick up this video, welcome. Today, you already see it. We doing another interview. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be a really good interview because some of y'all need this information, and who better than a good friend and also my business partner, KeTohn Paul. Can you please introduce yourself and what your business is about?
Hello, everyone. My name is KeTohn. I'm the CEO and founder of bossbabeblog.com. And my business is about preserving culture, preserving group economics, and circulating our dollars within the small business community. And how I do that is I promote small businesses that would like their business to be placed in front of an audience of people who love to shop with small businesses. So we're putting you in front of those people who see the value in small businesses. They might even be small business owners themselves, but they have to purchase other products. And sometimes we forget that. So it's really about circulating our dollars within that small business loving community so we can keep these small businesses open and they can continue to grow into that big business that they were meant to be, or continue to be a small business, because some people's goal is not to expand into a corporation. It's just to deliver amazing service as a small business and continue to see profit that way as well. So
Mm.
yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Ooh, look at that. Look, the edge. Look, I told y'all, some of y'all will need this information, so please stay tuned and see what we have in store. Now, we're going to start with the first question for you, all right? Make it real easy. There's a quote that I say to every single member of my community. You already know. There is an art to everything that you do. Normally, I finish it with go out and be your best self. Now, when you hear that quote, what does that mean to you in your day to day?
For me personally, it means every part of life is an opportunity for you to grow, elevate, and expand your mind and to learn, to take things from it. And I say that because no matter what role you're in, no matter what part of life you're in, no matter what position you are, if you keep that mindset of there's an art in everything you do and you do everything with pride and with happiness and with a spirit of, even though this is what I'm doing now, this is going to prepare me for what I'm going to be doing in the future. You will really be able to see the beauty in life and appreciate it a lot more. And for me, it takes me back all the way to when I first started in retail, because, before I was a small business owner, I was in retail. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was in retail, I would work with lots of different people as a sales associate temporarily so I could pay for my college. While I was there, you come across a lot of different personalities. You get the people who are like, look, I'm here to make this check. I'm here to go home. Just like that, in and out. And of course, I was
Mm-hmm.
there to do the same thing. But the energy, the mindset, the presence that you present is truly up to you. And the impact that you want to leave on people is truly up to you. So for me, even though this was temporary, the way I was raised was when you do something, you do it 100%, 1,000 if you can, regardless of what you think you're going to get out of it. Because at the end of the day, it's about taking pride in you being there. When your presence is anywhere, there's a certain level of quality that comes with your presence, and you get to choose what that quality is going to be. So for me personally, even though
I'm sorry. Keep going, because I'm gonna address it in a second. But that it
but
just
it's the truth. And even
mm-hmm.
though for me personally, was I planning on being a sales associate for my entire life in retail? No. Now, can you do that and love your life? Absolutely. But was I planning on doing it? No. I didn't even see myself being in retail for as long as I ended up being in it. But the moral to the story was I came in there with a mindset and a presence that I was the CEO, even though it wasn't my business. So, did
Mm-hmm.
I show up dressed up? Yes, I did. Did I come to work early or on time as much as I could? Yes, I did. Did I show my leaders that I took my role seriously? Yes, I did. Did I ask questions just to learn more about the whys behind what the company is doing? Yes. And even though some people might say, well, what can I take from retail? I'm going into the health field. You still have to deal with people in the health field. So if you leave a
Yes.
retail job and say that it didn't teach you anything, that's your mindset. But if you come in there with that mindset of there's an art in everything that you do and you put your best foot forward to master whatever it is that you committed to show up to do,
Mm-hmm.
you leave the room with skills that you never expected to have. So for me, that's kind of what that statement means. And when I left that room, I was able to be promoted over and over again. And by the age of 21, I had my own store, my own retail store. So, I'm working with people that are
Mm-hmm.
2, 3 times my age who have been doing this for years. And I'm in the room, I'm usually the youngest in the room. But because I had this mindset that it doesn't matter if this is a temporary thing. When I come and I show up somewhere, I show up and I have my own art of doing things. I'm going to put my best foot forward and I'm going to bring that twist of KeTohn to everything that I do.
Got
So
to.
that's what I think about when I hear that quote.
Ooh, ooh, y'all be coming with these answers. I love it. Look, the reason I was like this is because is because I think you and I had talked about this a while ago, back when we first met, how you did retail and I did serving, and they're one and the same.
Yeah.
Like, just like you said, it doesn't matter if you're going to be a doctor, if you're going to be, a therapist, if you're going to be working construction, you're going to have to deal with another human being. one way or
Yeah.
another. In doing so, you know, you might have good days, you might have bad days, but if you give it your all, whatever that is, your all today might be this, where your all tomorrow might be this. But if you give it that 100% of what you are in that moment, watch you be unbeatable. Just
Yeah.
watch. Like, you learn so much, you connect with the right people. Like, all the people that, you don't want to connect with, they'll fall by the wayside, and you will elevate as you go because now your mind is open to that elevation. So I really like that answer. Like,
Thank you.
because I could tell you some stories about working in the restaurant.
It just
Start
make you question for a second, like, do I really need to show up today? But
right.
you do, because you never know what you could take from it. Not just from your
Absolutely.
coworkers, but like from the customers. You might
Oh,
treat it
absolutely.
so well that they say, I need your information. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm. I've had
So, that's how I feel.
yeah, as you should, Miss Boss Babe Blog. I'm just saying. Got my neck out here moving. And now I know we both brought it up, and you kind of answered this question earlier as far as what you do. But I want you to take this into the personal mindset, like not just your work, not just you being the boss that you are every single day. Because, child, y'all, this woman don't get enough sleep. She don't. She don't. I get more sleep than her, and I'm thinking, dang, what am I
Oh,
doing? I need to step it up.
oh
So,
my God.
you know, with that in mind, you already talked about your business and stuff. I want you to take a personal, uh, you don't got to dive too far into it, but a personal mindset into our next question. And I want to ask you, what is the art that you practice? So by art, I normally mean like, well, you said it spot on, your craft, who you are, how you show up to do something. That is the art that you put into things. What is your art that you like to do when you're not being a boss or scheduling or doing all these other things, setting trends?
Well, there's a few. I love to dance. I love to sing. I love to cook. But if I had to give you one that I think would be who KeTohn is in a nutshell, well, not just completely, but a huge part of her,
Hmm.
I would say the art of gracefulness, giving giving people grace, and also overall love and kindness. There's an art to every aspect that I just shared, but a lot of those things that I do, I tend to do them because it makes me excited about sharing it with another person. So, like me loving to cook, cooking is like a love language for me. When I care about somebody, I sit down and I cook them a home cooked meal. So, just being able to care for someone, that's something
Hmm.
that I would say is my biggest art. But there's a lot of different, there's a lot of different things. I'm a writer. I love to write. I love to
Yeah.
sing. I love to dance. I love to tell stories. And I think that would probably be, maybe that's why I'm in the field that I'm in, because it aligned with my personal, but
Hmm.
the art of being able to tell a story through more than one avenue, telling a story with more than just words, but through my
Yes.
actions, through my gestures, through my music, like being able to set a mood or understand a mood. That's an art for me. So, yeah.
Hmm. Look, we are all about setting tones. So
Yeah.
with excuse me, got a little itch in the back of my throat. It might be all the wind outside, but let me stop. Now,
Mm.
when you say storytelling, I think it's very interesting. This is not even a question, but I want to dive a little bit more into that. What kind of storytelling do you do? Like, I know when you do your branding, that already
Yeah.
is storytelling. When
Yes.
you do your interviews, that's another form of storytelling and stuff like that. Like, what is, I guess I'm trying to say, what makes each story special to you as you tell it?
Okay, what makes each story special to me as I tell it is
Mm-hmm.
knowing that someone out there, there's a unique audience that understands exactly what the message is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's also what inspires me when I'm telling other people's stories, because it may not be my story and it
Mm-hmm.
may not be my thoughts, my lifestyle, my opinion, but knowing that there's someone out there who feels alone or feels like they don't have anyone who understands them or gets them, and then being able to share a story that resonates with them, I think that's what makes
Mm-hmm.
it worth the while. And back to the other part of what you originally were talking about, like how do you share stories, or diving into that. A story can be shared in so many different ways. It can be a song, it can be a dance, it can be a poem, just spreading the message. I think that's the whole beauty of art, is that even though you may have one message for it, there's an audience out there that receives it a certain kind of way, and then there's an audience that understands exactly what it is that you were trying to do. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that explains and answers those questions.
Oh, it does. It does, definitely. Because on this channel, we've talked about it before. When it comes down to storytelling for an artist, like a fine artist, we use color, we use thickness of lines versus thin lines. We use wavy lines to signal, if you draw a plate of food, how do you design that food as tasty versus might not be good to eat? You draw certain lines and stuff like that. You use certain colors, you use certain backgrounds, certain dots versus shapes, whatever it is. But, you know, there's various ways to do it. And that's just a very small example. But yeah, that was perfect answer as always. And I know you mentioned dancing. I ain't finna have you dance right now, but next time
You
we gonna
sure?
get some of them. Hey,
Okay, let me
look,
not.
what were we doing before?
We were chatting.
We were
Chatting.
cutting.
I was about to show y'all, teach y'all something more than business.
Yes.
We'll say that for the next one. We can't be giving out all that kind of content. Like if
Right,
y'all want
right.
to move, yeah, we can't
Yeah.
do that. Like, come on. Come on now.
Composure.
Yeah,
No.
but dance is one. Dance is a big one for me. It always has been, because music connects to so many different things.
Yeah.
And it's one way where it's it's the beautiful art where technically there are no rules unless you put yourself in an environment where they've created those rules. But when
Yeah.
you're just dancing on your own, there are no rules. You can
So
choose how
free.
you want to dance. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I love too. Yeah, for sure. Dancing's a big one.
Ooh. And look, we're going to take that and keep the momentum going because dance is one of those arts that, like you said, it doesn't matter whether you can call yourself a dancer or whether you just move to the beat that moves your soul, however it moves you. That is a freedom and it opens up your mind and it heals you in a sense. So, what I want to know from you is what does creativity do for your mental health personally?
For my mental health, creativity allows me to process my emotions in a healthy way. I think that we would have a lot less crime, and a lot less crime. I think our suicide rates would decrease. I think there's so many different things that we would be able to prevent, if everyone had that safe place where they could just create. Because when you're creating, you're able to express yourself with nobody holding your hand and saying, "Oh, you can't do this," or "No, that's not right." It's just you being able to create whatever art that is, however that
Mm-hmm.
is, painting, dancing, singing, all of that. And so for me personally, it definitely helps me to process my emotions. It gives me a safe place where I'm able to really just sit and not think, but not think at the same time, almost like
Yes.
that peaceful place that they have in the movies, where this person is in this subconscious area just floating and thinking. You see it in a lot of movies, and sometimes
Yes.
because they're in a dream, sometimes because they just went to heaven. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on what movie it is. but it's the art of being in that place where you're just like on this mental cloud, floating, thinking, and looking at everything from afar instead of looking at it, right in front of you. Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you take a step back, you're able to process, think, and see so many other things. So for me, having that creative process, it helps me in all areas of my life, whether it's in business, taking a step back and just creating. Then I start thinking about ideas and it starts clicking. And I'm like, hold on, I need to do this, this, and that. Wait, I need to add that. And that's a part of what helps my creative process. And then in personal life, experiencing loss, going through things, finding a way to release that in a positive way, it really helps me. It's a place where I can be understood without having to speak. And that's what
That
when
is
you're
power.
around people, it's different. Like when you're
Yeah.
going through something, you have to explain what you're going through and share your feelings,
Mm-hmm.
communicate. And that's okay because that's a part of being an adult and processing your emotions to a mature extent. You know what I mean? But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, you need that safe place where you don't have to speak. You can just be understood. And your
Yes.
creative space is that place. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I think it's funny that you said sometimes, we're like right here up on it, and then we take that step back, and it's like, whoa, I got a whole world in front of me that is made for me. Like today was made for me. How can I
Yeah.
not show up and do my thing, kind of thing? It's funny that you mentioned that because I literally, not too long ago, like 2 hours ago, I was on the phone with my dad and I told him, you know, I took a step back from business in a certain way and now I feel kind of like a bum. Like I'm like, what am I doing in life? Like it don't feel right. I feel gross. Like I used, when we first
Gross.
met, I'm sorry.
What is with these descriptions? I'm trying to be to be.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't
Somebody
spit
out
out
there
the
who just took
juice.
a break is like, oh, a bum. Oh, gross.
But I say that because that was like intrusive thoughts, and intrusive thoughts hit every single person. So
Yeah.
if you don't take that step back, you gonna feel like a bum.
The words, the description is perfect. Intrusive thoughts. It's like in your brain. Your brain
Yes.
is like, no. And then you're like, wait, take a step back, relax.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Yeah.
you gotta, I don't know, what do they call it? Astro project yourself and take a moment and be like, hey, you're okay. You
Yeah.
are okay. And whatever is going on, you will be okay. You done got through everything else before now. What's the difference? You here
Exactly.
now. You made it to today. Okay? Make it yours. That's all you can do. Whether that's this much or this much, you got it.
So true.
so,
So true. That
so
needs to be in your next book.
look, I have an idea for the second one. I'm just like, I need a couple more people to really dive into this one because I
Mhm.
really want this book to help people. I had a
Yeah.
couple of friends ask me, "You did this for the money, didn't you?" I'm like, everybody likes to get paid,
Well,
but
dang.
but this particular project is the first piece of art that I can say will actually do something for the next person. So that
Yeah.
is my goal. Like if you pick up this book and it helps you in the smallest of ways, like
Mhm.
if you smile just from doing one of the activities in there or reading a sentence in there, whatever it is, that is a win to me. Not the
Yeah.
money, because Amazon takes most of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But
It's not about that.
but to an extent though, like
Yeah.
even if you are making money, you're putting something out there of value that's bringing positivity to the world. So, if
Yeah.
you do it, you get some money, that's great. But at the same time, the message is also great too. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It's not like you're putting something out that's toxic that,
Hmm.
for the money. That's a different narrative. So I think
We
that
got
that's
too
great.
much of that.
Yeah, so I'm really happy for you on that. But no, I love what you
Thank
said
you.
earlier too about the whole, intrusive thoughts and stuff, even though we were laughing about it. It was just with the description. I was like, dang, girl, you going in. But
Because that's what intrusive thoughts will do. You could be
yeah,
sitting
they
there
will.
peaceful and they'll
They
be
will.
like,
And then out of
Hey,
nowhere, yeah, it's just slapping you in the face. Like, what did I do?
can
Like,
I breathe? Right.
yeah. So I love the fact that you mentioned that because it's the perfect description of
Hmm.
those thoughts that you do go in. So I kind of wanted to hear more on that aspect. So you were saying that you started to experience that.
Yeah, so I think, and I don't know when this happened, like I could blame it on 2020, whatever, but within the last couple of years, more intrusive thoughts have creeped into my mind to where I'm thinking, dang, maybe I got imposter syndrome, maybe I'm depressed. I don't know, but it makes me like close off everything and just confine myself into a little bubble
Yeah.
where the thoughts just circulate and circulate and circulate, and I have nowhere to breathe. It feels like it's choking me. And I
Hmm.
know I'm glad you asked for more because I know other people have these same thoughts. They have these thoughts where it's like, I'm not enough, or am I doing enough? Am I giving what I should be giving at this point in my life? Like, this is the
Hmm.
last year in my 20s, and I honestly wanted to retire from being an artist, like a paid artist,
Hmm.
by 30. And I looked on my 29th birthday this year. I was like, dang, yo, I don't want to retire because I haven't done enough. I haven't proven to myself that I'm the artist that is worth retiring at 30.
Hmm.
And part of it was financial. The other part was, my mental health. The other part was connections that I've pushed off to the side to make my professional life successful and stuff. And I'm like, dang, yo, did I waste a lot of my 20s just working? Because
Hmm.
when we first met, I was doing work like 6 days out the week and
Yeah.
probably sleeping like 4 to 5 hours a day. Now I'm like, yo, that step back, that's why I feel like a bum. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I don't feel
Hmm.
like, being sleep deprived became so normal to me, and being malnourished, like just eating on the go at work whenever we could eat. Because y'all know, working at restaurants, food is always around you, but they're always like, nope, you can't eat on your
Yeah.
break. You never get a break. And then they call you back in 4 hours after you just got off work. So it's
Yeah.
like, yo, my body is so conditioned to overworking that now that I've taken that time to really build my mental and my physical health back, it's
You don't know
like,
what to do with yourself.
yo, hmm,
I said, you don't know what to do with yourself. You just like,
exactly.
this is nice.
I'm like, this is half of retirement, but I don't want it yet.
No, that is so relatable. I can definitely relate to that. Just working
Hmm.
so much to the point where it's normal because when I actually took my off day, I realized how conditioned I was to just being on the go.
Yes.
Because when I was like, okay, taking my break, I can relax, no technology. 5 seconds later, I was like, but if I go to my page and I see that there's this opportunity for a sale, and the client is wondering where I can assist him with this, and if I start a contest on this day, let me write this down and start. And so it's like, dang, like you take a step
Hmm.
back and you feel like a completely different person. But when you're rejuvenated, your creativity level is just like up there, up there.
Hmm. I got so many projects. The community gonna be mad when they see this video and they ain't seen the other four that I promised last week. Like, bear with me. Y'all been so patient and I appreciate you. I always do. I
And
love
I didn't
y'all
have
so
anything to
much.
do with that.
She ain't have nothing to do with it. But matter of fact, she's the reason
Please
why
put a
we're doing all
disclaimer.
of this.
Please put a
But
disclaimer.
no, yeah, it's it's on me. It really is. And it's partially because of these intrusive thoughts and because of this like getting over myself. Cuz that's
Mm,
all it is. It really is just me getting over myself.
yeah.
I'm still as amazing and as talented and as cool of a person that I was before I started all of this and before I took that break from working my butt off 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Like when I started my YouTube channel, it was coming off right after right after the restaurant shut down from COVID. So I was
Hmm.
like, dang, how do I still, survive? How do I make money in this climate? And at that point, you saw a lot of YouTubers just blowing up because everybody was home. It was the
Yeah.
perfect time. But, your girl wasn't consistent with it. I admit that because I hit that burnout stage. I was
Yeah.
like, this is all new to
Almost
me.
impossible.
I love it, but I still need that time for me. So now I like you said, you take those self days, those one day out the week,
Yeah.
not to work. And
Woo!
mine is Sunday. And girl, it is hard. I got
It's
people
like,
I got people that will snatch my phone just to make
God,
sure I don't
I can't breathe. Having a breakdown. You're like, just need to check the email notifications.
right.
I had, once you have clients telling you to go to sleep, at that point,
Mm-hmm.
there's a level that you've reached where it's time to go to sleep. I had a client say, you can go to sleep, right? We're early. The project isn't until next month. You can rest. I was like, I can rest.
You sure? Because if
And
I'm
girl
not
still ain't
doing
rest,
this,
still ain't
I'm
take
gonna
the
do
advice.
something over here. Yep.
Yeah. I just still ain't take the advice. So no, that is like one of the most relatable things to work so much to the point where it's like when you're actually off, you don't know what to do with yourself. You almost feel like
Yeah.
you need to be up doing something for someone else because you're like, I gotta be productive. No, you need to stay in that
Look.
home, lock those doors, turn out those lights. You're not here. And no one's home.
Right.
You know
Like,
the movies when you knock
no.
on the door and everybody cut off all the lights and close the blinds.
Yes. Like,
That's what
no,
you need
just
to be
don't
doing.
worry about it.
Exactly. So no, I completely understand. But
Mm,
moving towards that guilt-free relaxation day, that's
yes.
those are hashtag goals for 2024.
Look, this past Sunday was the first time, probably the second time. I'll say the second time where I felt like there was no weight on my shoulders. There was no hands around my throat, like, hey, you better answer the messages and you better edit them videos. And I'm like, yeah, I know I got things to do, but if I'm dead tired or not in the mood to create, I'm not about to sit there and fake it because y'all gonna get some
Exactly.
stuff that don't even make sense.
It don't
That's why
even
my
make sense. It
TikTok
don't
look
even
like
look
that.
right. You know, my wording is not proper or correct. You're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
wondering, did she write this upside down? Like, there's a lot of stuff that you
You
miss
know,
out on when you overwork yourself. The quality and just the passion. Even if the quality is great,
yes.
there you can tell when you're passionate about a project. So when you have that rest, you have the ability to be passionate. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
tired, all that stuff's blocked off. You're just going to go. Like you're just moving to move.
That is true. Moving
Yeah.
to move is never the right move.
It's not the
It's not.
not the it's not the goal. It's not the goal at all.
Yeah. Shoot. I know look, I know how long we can chop it up. And I love that you are here. You are gracing us with your presence and your energy and your wisdom because wisdom doesn't just come from age, it comes from experience, it comes from firsthand experience of life. Okay.
Yes.
If you don't know, go watch the movie of Higher Education. No, I'm kidding. I just watched it the other day and I was like, dang, Lawrence Fishburne makes a
I'm
good
gonna have to
teacher.
check that out. But you
Yeah.
made some really great points though. It's
Yeah.
true. It doesn't come from age. It comes from life experience and it also comes from the simple fact and truth that you can never know everything.
Yes.
So once
You're
you
not meant
accept
to.
that,
Mhm.
exactly, once you accept that you don't know everything and you are vulnerable, which is okay, um, life becomes so much smoother because you're able to learn more from others and you're able to take advice from credible sources to help you get to a better place. So
Mhm.
I think that I definitely agree with that statement though.
Thank you.
Snaps.
Thank you. I
Snaps.
know. I know. I want to look. We gonna end it right here, but I just want to ask you. I'm gonna give you an opportunity, like I give everybody an opportunity. Is there a quote or a message that you want to leave with the people?
Yes. Um, I would say life is not about being on a social clock. So I want to remind everyone that no matter what level you're at in your life, no matter what age you are, it is never too late to pursue the things that make you light up inside. And you can never allow other people's insecurities, their own social insecurities, to be projected onto what you want to do for yourself. Because as you walk through this journey of being a creator or a business owner or just anyone with a dream, you're going to come across a lot of people who have broken dreams. And because of that, they tend to project their own hurt onto you and their own insecurities onto you. And then you start to have those intrusive thoughts that we talked about, like, oh, well, I'm 40 years old and I want to start a business. Is it really even worth starting a business? Because, I'm at this age and I shouldn't be doing this. Or, oh, I'm this age and I want to talk about that, but I can't do this. Or, oh, I'm in this category, but you got to be in that category. Or, oh, I don't have the funds. And if I don't have the funds, that means that this is not achievable and I can't work on this dream. When the reality is that there's always a way to do what it is that you love. So don't allow other people's social clocks to determine when it's the right time to do for you. Your time is today. Your time is now. It's not next year. It's not when New Year's hits. It's not when we start, what is that, Lent? When you start,
yeah, people be
it's not when the holidays start. You don't have to wait for a special day or a special occasion to start doing what you feel like is your calling. Yes. Your time is now. It's today. Claim it, because that's all you have to do to make it yours. So that's my message that I want to leave with everyone.
And what a good one. What an excellent interview. Thank you. Thank you.
If I had a hat, I would tap it off. If this was a wig, I would pull it off and
we're all natural over here.
Thank you. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hey, and there's nothing wrong with not being natural. I just said that because we're both natural. Let me just say that I'm not trying to get canceled earlier.
Hey, guys. That's not what this is about. It's all love over here.
And listen to all the other part of the message, not the jokes. Okay.
Don't just listen to the jokes or that part and be like, oh, no, she didn't. No, please listen to the full message, because it was very positive. We went very deep today. So
we did. Like, oof. Okay.
We had a good conversation.
I'm bringing you back for another one. You know it.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Look, well, as I said, I leave this with my community as my quote to them. And it's also on the back of the book, because y'all know I'm repetitive. But there is an art to everything that you do and everything that you are. Go out there and be the best you that you can be. Only you can. We'll see you in the next one. And I don't know who else we'll have, but y'all gonna see them. It's for you. All right.
Such a great show. Such a great show.
Thank you.